What's up guys, today's video is Brelshaza Gate 6 Guide. Gate 6 is the most difficult content for now, but don't worry. I'll explain it one by one to make you understand. You'll know what to do after watching the video. For battle items, you should take time stop potion, potions, and grenade between darkness and whirlwind. And there are two basic terms you need to know. First, fall off. Like you experienced the Vault and Legion Ray, you can fall off the stage. Floors in Gate 6 crumble, so be careful. Second, remembering positions. Party 1 number times 3, Party 2 number times 3 plus 1. Positions will be used during the worship known as Shami pattern. Also, don't forget to take at least one counterattack skill. Let's look at main patterns. Gate 6 main patterns are very long, so why don't we look at it one by one. At 220, Tornado pattern. Tornadoes run around the map and the Phantasm buff is given to 4 random players. When a player with Phantasm buff gets hit by the tornado, the buff gets erased. Players should dodge tornadoes to sustain Phantasm buff. Soon players who sustain the Phantasm buff moves on to another dimension where there is a yellow black hole. Destroy the yellow black hole to come back. If all 4 Phantasm buff got erased or players who went to another dimension failed to destroy the yellow black hole, a giant meteor falls at center. It interrupts players to try to sustain your Phantasm buff and destroy the yellow black hole. However, this pattern can be skipped when boss's HP reaches 212, so try to skip it. Supporters give shield to DPS classes, and DPS classes should attack the boss until 212. At 212, first shape dimension pattern begins. The boss moves to center and 8 players get into their individual shape dimensions. Soon one shape will appear on your screen, and you should write a chat about the shape you're looking. And there are 8 kinds of shapes: triangle, square, pentagon, octagon, circle, hourglass, Venn diagram, and star. After entering shape dimension, the boss swings hands and shoots marbles. You can push it away when you get hit by the boss, or you need to dodge them. To give you a small tip, you can easily dodge all attacks when you stand in the middle of the line behind the boss. Simple, right? The boss rises and shows safe floors for 3 times. Quickly run to the safe floor for 3 times. If you fail once, you're dead. Running to safe floors, there is one important thing you should remember. At first and third run, your character runs to the opposite side, so click the opposite side to head to safe zones. Players successfully got to their safe floors? Great. Write a chat about your shape and safe floors you ran to. Press enter and up button, and write the numbers that indicate safe floors in order. Suddenly, players come back from their individual dimensions and the boss in the middle shoots marbles. While Brelshaza is shooting marbles, you can see a specific shape when you get close to the boss. Then the player with given shape must scroll the chat to let people know the order of safe floors. 8 players had to save floor for 3 times, and the pattern is solved. For example, let's pretend that you saw the hourglass and safe zones are 11-1-0. Run to safe zones, remembering to click opposite direction at first and third run. Then comes back to original dimension and check the shape the boss shows. It's a circle. If you're the circle, scroll the cherry row to let people know where the safe zones are. Together, 8 members run to safe zones to survive. At 188, 8 meteors pattern. The boss moves to center and cutscene comes out. From 188, meteors repeatedly appear until the end, so players must solve it like the bingo pattern in Cuckoo Satan Gate 3. Before I introduce 8 meteors pattern, you need to understand about meteors. When you look at the map, there are a total of 9 floors and each of them has HP. Center has 14 HP and other floors have 3 HP. The only way that can crumble the floor is meteor. There are 2 types, blue and yellow. Blue meteor comes out per 1 minute. At first 2 blue meteors come out, then 3, 4, 3, 4, it repeats. Blue meteor can lower 1 HP that floors have, so you must aim it correctly to hit only 1 floor, or else it will attack all floors at a range. Yellow meteor comes out for 4 times, at 188, 138, 88, and 38, per 50 health bar. Yellow meteor has large range and it lowers 3 HP that floors have, therefore we must aim the yellow meteor at the end of the map to make only 3 floors crumble. If center floor crashes or over 4 floors are destroyed, game's over. Also, yellow meteor comes out for 4 times and attacks the center floor for 4 times. Center has 14 HP, but 4 yellow meteors are minus 12. So center floor can allow 1 blue meteor, but not 2. If 2 blue meteors fall at center, game's over. And how can we recognize how much HP is left? If 2 HP is left, lines appear on the floor. If 1 is left, the floor shines. 0 HP, the floor crumbles. However, it resurrects after 1 minute and 40 seconds. It's very important to know when floors resurrect to solve the next main mechanic. You can use the timer the boss has, which shows the time left for rage mode. To help you understand why calculating the resurrection time is important, let's pretend that you made the yellow meteor fall on the end of floor 12. 3 floors at 11, 12, and 1 o'clock will crumble, and these 3 floors will resurrect after 1 minute and 40 seconds. However, if the boss's HP reaches 138 before the floors resurrect, yellow meteor comes out again and destroys the other 3 floors. Total of 6 floors got destroyed, so game's over. If you know when the floors resurrect, you can know when you need to stop attacking the boss. We learned about meteors, so let's solve the main pattern. Everyone gathers at floor 12 and wait for the meteor mark. You can still move around during the cutscene, so head to floor 12. After the animation, meteor marks are given to the players in order, starting with yellow meteor mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Number 1 with yellow meteor at the end of floor 12, and number 2 and 3 at floor 12. Number 4, 5, 6 at floor 11, and number 7 and 8 at floor 1. Leave the meteor at your floor and quickly get out as soon as meteor mark disappears. If you get out late, you'll fall off the stage. Especially you, the player with number 8. The floor you stand on will crumble quicker than you think, and you're 99% dead if you're a gun lancer or a destroyer. So leave number 8 meteor at floor 3. Floor 3 and 9 are spare floors, so it's okay to use them unless you destroy them. Everyone did. Mechanic solved. Before we move on to the worship pattern, I'll summarize which floors to aim with upcoming meteors. There are 2 methods people use in KR. First one is the most commonly used method in KR. If party DPS is above average, you use this method. 2 blue meteors appear. Aim the floor 5 and 7. Wait around 140 for floor resurrection. Floor 11, 12, 1 will resurrect, then leave 3 blue meteors at floor 5, 6, and 7. Floor is resurrected. Start attacking the boss. At 138, yellow meteor appears. Leave the yellow meteor at floor 6 edge, and quickly head 12 o'clock in order not to fall off the stage. 1 minute after the previous blue meteors, 4 blue meteors appear. In floor 11, 11, 12, 1. 2 blue meteors at floor 11, and 1 each at floor 12 and 1. Quickly lower boss's HP to reach 113 for worship pattern. Solve the worship pattern. After the worship pattern, 3 blue meteors appear. Leave all 3 meteors at floor 11. At 88, yellow meteor comes out. Leave it at 12 edge. 4 blue meteors appear. Aim floor 5, 5, 6, 7. 2 blue meteors at floor 5. 3 blue meteors appear after 1 minute. Leave all 3 meteors at floor 5. At 38, yellow meteor comes out. Leave it at floor 6 edge. At 28, second shape dimension pattern begins. At 25, fall off pattern comes out. Floor 3, 6, 9, and 12 falls apart. Summary. The basic rule you must remember is to leave blue meteors at places where it will crumble by the yellow meteor. Plus, you must not destroy floors 6 and 12 with blue meteors. If your party DPS is a lot slower than regular party, use the second method. After 188, 2 blue meteors appear. Head to floor 5 and 7. 1 minute after, 3 blue meteors appear. Aim floor 5, 6, and 7. 1 minute after, this time 4 meteors appear. Leave all 4 between 5 and 7. At 138, yellow meteor comes out. Leave it at 6 edge. You don't need to calculate floor resurrection as your party DPS is low. And then 3 blue meteors appear. Head to floor 11, 12, 1. 1 minute after, 4 blue meteors spawn. Aim 11, 12, 1, and 3. At 113, worship pattern begins. Solve the pattern. After the worship pattern, 3 blue meteors spawn. Leave all 3 at floor 11 or 1. At 88, yellow meteor comes out. Leave it at floor 12 edge. 3 floors will break. And 4 blue meteors appear. Head to floor 5, 5, 6, and 7. 1 minute after, 3 blue meteors appear. Aim 6, 7, and 9. 1 minute after, 4 blue meteors spawn. Leave all 4 at 5 or 7. At 38, yellow meteor comes out. Leave it at floor 6 edge. At 28, second shape dimension pattern begins. If 3 blue meteors appear before the main pattern, aim floor 11, 12, 12. At 25, fall off pattern. After the fall off pattern, 4 blue meteors appear. Aim 4 floors without center. Then leave blue meteors at 1 floor to save spaces. Summary. With high probability, you're going to use the first method. Next main pattern is the worship pattern. At 113, worship pattern begins. Before the worship pattern, all floors must be resurrected for everyone to survive. If there are crumbled floors, party members must wait around 120 HP and wait for new floors. Quickly reach 113 after the resurrection. As worship pattern begins, the boss moves to center and cutscene comes out. Watching the animation, head to floor 0, 7 o'clock. Animation ends and shrinking circle appears. As the circle starts shrinking, the dangerous pizza comes out twice. Both shrinking circle and pizza are dangerous, so dodge them at your position. After the second pizza, the circle disappears, and the boss stamps the center. Get away from the middle and run to your positions. Remember the positions we decided before. Party 1 number time 3, Party 2 number time 3 plus 1. Stand on a clockwise line of your floor to prevent confusion. Soon red or yellow marbles run toward the middle. Dodge red marbles and eat 2 yellow marbles to solve the pattern. You did? Now 8 members are going to split into 2 teams, inside and outside. How can we know who's inside or outside? As soon as marbles run toward the middle, black hole that shines white spawns at 4 floors in random. If you see it on your floor, you're going to be a team outside. Outside members must eat at least 1 yellow marble and wait in front of the hole. When the hole shivers, get to the hole to hide in the bunker like you did in Gate 2. Then you safely became the team outside. Don't get to the hole too early or too late, as you can be dragged inside. As outside members hid in the hole, everyone else who did not get inside the hole gets dragged into the middle to enter the inside. You guys are team inside. To solve the pattern without any death, there should be 4 inside and 4 outside. Deciding teams, you need to watch out for red marbles. When you get hit by the red marble 3 times, you're dead. As marbles run super fast, party leader should use Esther Shandy to slow it down. Also, Esther bar charges as you eat maximum 2 yellow marbles. Moving on, what are the roles of inside and outside? At outside, Brelshaza clones spawn per floor. Starting with your floor, run clockwise to find 2 clones that are different. If the screen changes its color to orange and the clone turns around, that's the one. Ping the floor to let inside members know where they should head. After 30 seconds, 2 different clones spawn again. Do the same to find them and ping the floor. By the way, if the clone turns around clockwise, it's stagger, and if the clone turns around counterclockwise, it's counterattack. At inside, players should run to the floor that outside members ping. It can be difficult to run toward the floor you want as the black hole in the middle interrupts. However, you can get to the floor quick running diagonal. Plus, the giant black hole shoots dangerous marbles, so dodge them. When you get to the floor outside members pointed, clone appears and shows 1 pattern among 2. It shows blue effect for counterattack, where stagger bar appears below the clone. Counterattack or stagger the boss to solve the pattern. If you do, shield of light buff drops. If you use shield of light, you can survive as you return to outside. So 4 inside members must take 1 each. All did. The boss knocks off team inside, and team inside comes back. Use skill that can hold you still. During the worship pattern, there are two main mistakes people make. First, insider failing counterattack or stagger. When you fail to counterattack or to stagger, blue meteor falls at the floor. Floor can break if it has only 1 HP. Second, outsider failing to enter a hole at an appropriate timing. If a player fails to hide inside the hole, there will be 5 members at inside. Only 4 clones appear, so one player cannot eat the Shield of Light buff. In other words, one player will die after the mechanic. This is why it's important to hide inside the hole when it shivers. Summary. From now on, there are no difficult main patterns. At 88, Yellow Meteor. Aim between floor 6 and 12 edge where blue meteors fell. Get away from the floor that will break as soon as a mark disappears. At 62, Tornado pattern again. Same with 220. Dodge tornadoes to sustain buff that's given to 4 random players. Then destroy the yellow black hole inside another dimension to prevent giant meteor. At 38, Yellow Meteor. Check if floors which crumbled at 88 got resurrected. It did. Leave the yellow meteor at the end of the map. Probably floor 6 edge. At 28, second shape dimension pattern begins. It's basically the same with the first shape dimension pattern. However, there are 2 changes. First, during the first shape dimension, you had to click the opposite side at first and third run. During the second shape dimension, it's still random. You can get the Phantasm Confusion debuff or not as you start running to safe zones. Second, floor 5, 6, 7 are gone due to Yellow Meteor. It makes it more difficult to solve the mechanic. Because of these 2 changes, party leaders should use Esther Inanna as soon as the pattern starts. When you step on Inanna for once, you don't need to worry about Phantasm Confusion debuff. You can just run straight to safe zones without clicking opposite sides. To give you a small tip, wait in the middle to check safe zones. You won't be late if you stand in the middle. Also press Alt X if you can't see 3 o'clock properly. UI will be gone and it will help you check safe zones clearer. At 25, Fallout pattern comes out. Floor 3, 6, 9, and 12 falls apart. From now on, number of floors does not matter. Leave blue meteors to break less floors as possible. Dodging basic patterns, kill the boss, and that's the end of Gate 6. We went over the big main patterns. Go back and watch Meteor summary again. I bet you can understand better as we went over all mechanics. Now let's look at important patterns. In Dangerous Yellow Zone, the boss shows large yellow zones and attacks. There are 3 types of combos. First, the boss attacks front in sector form and attacks nearby or in donut shape. Second, after the worship pattern, the boss attacks nearby or in donut shape. It shows zone at front and back in large sector form. Third, the boss attacks front and back in large sector form and teleports. Then she appears preparing next attack in front. Counterable after the teleport. Ding. The boss summons her clone and ding sound comes out. The clone does one pattern between 2 selections. First, center meteor. The giant meteor falls at center. If you get it, you get a debuff and get pushed far away. So get away from it. After the worship pattern, small meteors are added. Second, bends. 4 marbles that look like a bend symbol hover around the map. Then 3 lines attack players, so watch out. After the worship pattern, 2 bends marbles follow a player, dribble the marbles and dodge the attack. 4 and 5 red zone. Random green circles are given to 4 players and a small red circle is given to 1 player. Whenever 4 players step on the small red circle, a random player gets a giant red circle. Then over 5 players should gather inside the big red circle to solve the pattern, but the green circles explode in a few seconds. Then how can we solve it? As soon as circles appear, everyone gather and create a big red zone. Then 4 players with green circles leave them away from the red zone. When green circles exploded, gather inside the big red zone. Stagger. Stagger pattern can constantly come out after the worship pattern. Brelshaza quickly rushes and summons 3 circle zones. 2 red at front and 1 blue at random position. If 3 players step in 1 each, stagger bar appears below the boss. Others should stagger the boss to solve the mechanic. If there is a circle which player did not get in, the boss gets massive damage, so if your stagger is low, just get inside the circle zone. To give you a small tip, use time stop potion if there is not a lot of players that can stagger the boss. Grab. Brelshaza shows red light and grabs all players at front. If no one got grabbed, she shoots lasers at front. If someone got grabbed, the boss throws you in the air. With high probability, you will fall off the stage. After 188, 8 meters pattern, she shoots lasers behind her when someone got grabbed. And there he is. The wrap-like zone appears and acts that looks like the one Darius uses to attack players spinning. You will get massive damage and bleed effect when you get hit by the axe. Get in or use time stop. Cutting lines. The boss shows yellow aura and connects the line to 2 random players. And 6 other players get a thorn around them. Players with thorn must take a line from 2 players who was connected to Brelshaza. If it fails, giant red meteor falls. And these are basic patterns. Isolation. The boss steps back and shoots 3 marbles. If you get hit, you get isolated in another dimension until Shandy saves you. Wait a few seconds. Eye of Truth or Untruth. The boss summons an eye mentioning truth or untruth. When she mentions truth, look at the eye. When she mentions untruth, don't look at the eye. If you forgot to hear her voice, watch the floor to the side. If swirling black lines head inside, watch the eye. If the black lines run away from the eye, don't look at the eye. After the worship pattern, the boss summons 2 eyes in a row, so watch the floor carefully. Blue Gather. Randomly red meter appears above 5 players. Players with red meter must gather and they get connected by blue lines. Wait until the bar ends and you can get protection buff that ignores damage. 3 members without the meter get a green circle that explodes to get away from others. If you fail to gather, use time stop to survive. Spreading laser. Brelshaza moves backward and shoots spreading lasers at front. Shooting marbles. Brelshaza shoots 2 marbles in a row. Marbles fly around a split. Under 188, marbles follow players and explode. Imprison. The boss spins once and creates blue zones that imprison players. Under 188, 2 types come out. Shrinking square and pentagon toward an aggro player, so watch out. Cross laser. The boss steps front or back to create cross laser. If she steps back, small explosion happens where cross laser is at. If she steps front, she creates 2 small cross lasers. You get imprisoned when you get hit. After the worship pattern, cross laser comes out in a waffle shape. Fury swipes and pineapples. The boss swipes many times moving backwards. Soon pineapples appear around the map and attacks players. You can get hit several times, so make sure to dodge them. Multiple slash. Brelshaza roars and rushes slashing players. After the worship pattern that comes out at 113, she does it twice. Counterable at second rush. If counterattack fails, several pineapples spawn. Teleport and counter. Brelshaza creates a shield around her and teleports. Counterable as soon as she appears. If counterattack fails, she attacks nearby, breaking the shield. Cross or straight laser. Brelshaza draws cross shape or a straight laser that explodes. Drawing lines. The boss draws lines on the ground and it explodes. Magic circles. The boss summons magic circles that explode. Red hands. Red hands run toward the red mark the boss created. As red hands reach the red mark, small explosion triggers. When you get hit by the small explosion after the worship pattern, thick red lines appear around the player and explode. Breaking glass. Just like A5, Brelshaza attacks players breaking glasses. However, yellow pizza follows one random player and stops right before the attack. If someone gets hit by the pizza, that player gets pushed far away from the safe zone. So leave the pizza and get inside the safe zone. After the worship pattern, 2 pizza floors follow 1 player each. 1 sector form. Just like A5, Brelshaza charges energy and attacks front a large sector form. With low probability, she uses counter pattern. Counter attack the boss or else the boss gets big damage inside the red floor. Pizza. Brelshaza shows safe zones in order. Remember and dodge. 2 safe zones. Same with Game 5, the boss knocks out players and summons 2 safe zones, but this time at least 3 players need to get inside the safe zone to ignore the big damage. Use time stop if you can't make it. Spinning laser. The boss uses laser spinning. Run clockwise or counterclockwise. After the worship pattern, the boss spins opposite direction once again. Stamp. Purple demon behind Brelshaza stamps the ground. Swipe. The boss swipes left and right. Jump. The boss jumps toward an aggro player. Before we end the video, I would like to share some tips for using Esther's skill. Probably you're going to use Esther's skill for 4 times. Azena, Shandi, Azena, Inanna. Before or after the first shape dimension, use Azena. During the worship pattern, use Shandi to slow down the marbles, then Azena again as soon as it charges. During the second shape dimension, use Inanna to safely clear the pattern. This is all about Gate 6. We ran a long way until Gate 6. We're going to post our Gate 6 summary at our community page, so take it with you. Thank you for watching the video, and we'll be back with 3-minute guides.